Nation.
Let's go. Stop playing with these boys, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Another Saturday, another W.
Not just a W, a dominated W.
Well,
Man.
that's what Coach Prime wanted, man. Coach Prime didn't want him to win. He wanted to dominate him. And it happened.
Dude,
Yes, sir.
it's a powerful thing when a coach goes up there and sets the expectation above winning. And I can't tell you what it means to me and Buff Nation to go out there and absolutely kick Nebraska's ass.
That happened.
There's nothing better than that. I'm telling you, there's nothing better than that. Like, we'll eventually get to some things, I have a feeling, during this Coach Prime era that are better than that. But as of right now, there's nothing better than that, man. They never had a chance. They never got anything going. This team went and just imposed their will on them from start to finish and sent those red losers packing early. Sent them packing in the early fourth quarter.
They got whooped. Both sides of the ball. I mean, they couldn't even get out of their own ways, honestly. It was everything we thought it was, honestly.
What can I add to that?
I'll add something.
Go ahead.
On the pregame show, the DMVR pregame show, I should say, I said one thing. I made a prediction. I said one thing about Nebraska. They're going to fumble that rock.
That they did.
3 fumbles later. Man.
Well, they fumbled 4 times. They lost 3.
Okay, 4 fumbles, 3 lost. That team does not know how to hold a football.
Nope.
And they never have. That has been the downfall of Nebraska football. Whenever they underachieve, it's like always front and center. They fumble the rock. Last week they lose because they fumbled the rock.
Yep.
This week they lose for a lot of reasons. One of them because they could not hold on to the damn football. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they got in the water in Nebraska. They cannot teach dudes to hold on to the football.
It's crazy, man.
God, I love it.
Unc just laughs.
Hey, man, let RK have his moment, man. He's been here, what'd you say, 50, 500 games? How many games you been to?
About 150.
150 games, man. Yeah. Just shine. This is your moment.
Yeah, man. This is
bask in it.
It's the best. It's the best. And I can't give enough credit to the student section. They filled that thing before almost 9 a.m. I mean, when I got in there right around 9, that it was almost full. Yep. It was almost full. And by kickoff, it was completely full. Shout out to Colorado fans who, for the most part, did not sell their tickets to the Nebraska fans. Yep. It was weird. People kept tweeting at me pictures that they were showing from the broadcast, and it really did look like there was a lot of red. From in the stadium, from where I was sitting, there really was not. I mean, Nebraska's always going to travel. Props to them. They have a good crowd. But it was nothing even in the same stratosphere as what it was the last time they were here. So props to Colorado fans for that. And then also props to the Colorado ticket department. They worked their asses off to try to keep Nebraska fans out of this stadium. And I thought they did a fantastic job. So the combination of Coach Prime getting the fan base rallied up, the fans wanting to see this, the students showing out, and the ticket office doing everything they could to stop Nebraska fans from buying tickets made for an incredible atmosphere, and it only got better as they started sticking their foot up their ass.
Yep. I mean, from the press box.
Am I allowed to say that? Can I say ass?
You can say whatever you want to say. Bask in it. Or don't bask in it. That's your choice.
I might just pour this over my head right now.
From the press box, they were all under me, but it was all black and gold in the stands pretty much. There was speckled red.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, I mean, they had that corner.
Yes.
Their allotted section or whatever, but it was pretty much from the Colorado sideline. When you looked across the field, you saw majority black and gold. A red chunk here, a white chunk there. But I think capitalism lost today. And it's hard to beat capitalism because I'm telling you, if you buy a ticket for $150 and somebody offers you $5,000 for it, you got some balls to say no.
Yeah, I love it.
And there was a lot of balls. Because there was a lot of no's, because the stadium stayed black and gold.
If McChesney was here, he would say not only did capitalism lost, but communism lost.
Yes. He was tearing it up in 101.
Oh, bro, he was having a good old time. You guys got to go look at his timeline. Our guy McChesney was living it up. What else was I going to say? Oh, on our pregame show, I told Coach Hart it will be much louder than TCU.
It was definitely.
He's not here, but you were on the sidelines for both.
Noise has a way of not being the same thing. Okay? So I'm not getting into the decibels. Mm-hmm. When it's something you want to hear, it ain't loud. When it's something you don't want to hear, it's like, turn that shit down.
Okay.
You know?
That's fair.
So, like, the crowd was definitely louder here, but because it was a positive loud, it
wasn't as annoying.
No,
to
it wasn't
you.
annoying.
Yeah.
TCU, not taking anything away from them. They lost the game. We won the game. But they were loud and they like, would y'all please be quiet? I'm trying to talk.
Yeah.
Like you loved what you heard behind you today. It was loud.
Yeah.
You know, I interviewed Coach Prime halftime, and it'll be on the pregame show YouTube as soon as we can get everything uploaded. But I don't even know what he answered. That's how loud it was.
Yeah.
Like I know what I asked him, but I didn't hear when he got finished talking. And I'm like, okay, let me ask him something else and just hope it's not what you already said because I can't hear. So it was deafening, you know. But again, it wasn't annoying.
Right.
It was like, oh, that's a battery in my back, man. These jokers are loud in here.
And if Coach Hart was here and he was like, yeah, it was louder, I would say it didn't even get to its peak because it was never a football game. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a little bit of jostling back and forth in the first half, but there's never one of those moments where the fan said, we have to get to our absolute peak right now to try and have an impact on this football game.
Yep.
Because, you know, the Buffs were in control from start to finish.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, nothing. Bask in it.
Okay.
When you were walking around pregame, did you get any? I was going to use a word there. Did you get any
Superlative?
push? No. Did you get any naughty words thrown at you by Nebraska fans?
You know why?
Naughty words.
They weren't there. Like it was, it was our stadium. It was our home game, and it was clear. Like they were never close enough. They never had enough mass. Even when Coach Prime went to the big kickoff this morning, we had to go through Nebraska. I mean, I think they knew what was coming.
Yeah.
You know, I think they got into this game knowing talent to talent, coach to coach, we're playing a team that's better than us.
Yeah.
You know, so they didn't start. They started the junk talking, the noise, the disrespect weeks ago.
Right.
When it got
in the
close.
offseason.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this summer. Mm-hmm. When they saw the TCU game, it started getting real quiet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah,
and then when it got to pregame here and kickoff here, they didn't want that, man.
Yep.
They knew. And the reason I didn't, when you said never, you're right, it was never a game because the game is 4 quarters. But we weren't playing Colorado football the first 10 minutes of the game.
No.
And that kind of thing can give your opponent this false sense of like, oh, no, we can handle them.
Yep.
Because we were executing poorly, man.
Mm-hmm.
Poorly.
And huge credit to the defense because they just kept answering the bell and answering the bell and answering the bell.
I mean, it's easy when you play a quarterback that can't throw the football.
And, but that was the game plan, which to some degree was executed second quarter on out, not necessarily first quarter. The entire game plan was Nebraska wants to run, stop them from running because we want that guy to be a quarterback.
Yeah.
We want him to be a quarterback. And because of some things we weren't doing right collectively on offense, they were able to hang around and keep trying to run and keep trying. That's why look how fast the first quarter went by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
It flew by because we were allowing them to have some success. And it wasn't really that they were having success. We were having failures.
Yeah.
And that failure was giving them another opportunity to milk the clock, do this, do that. But they never were able to convert it into points or drives. And it's just like you said, RK, man, just hats off to the defense. I was told Coach DT and Coach Hart right before we started the show, I think the most improved units from week 1 to week 2 are special teams in the defense, and particularly the linebackers of the defense. Mm-hmm. Like, that was not the same guys or unit that we took to Texas.
That's what Coach Hart said.
They turned it around.
How about Juju Mitchell?
Oh, balled out.
Yeah, he had a great game. All right, let's go big takeaways.
Okay.
What's your number one, Jake?
Oh, man. I mean, Shedeur Sanders is
Him.
He's probably the best quarterback in the nation.
If he's not, he is absolutely right there in the conversation. Anyone that wants to talk about who the best quarterback in the nation is has to say his name.
Yep.
Say my name, say my name.
When no one is around
Man,
you.
my man RK, y'all better screen record that part. Make that go viral.
Neely, your big takeaway.
So, you remember when we were doing the practice analysis during the summer, during the fall camp?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I prefaced with, you could give the award to Shedeur Sanders every day. So I have to do something differently. So I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
And he is the best quarterback in the nation. We're 2 weeks into the season, 3 weeks, counting week 0, into the season, and he is clearly the best quarterback in the nation. But my biggest takeaway from this, and this is whether you're on the inside or the outside, a fan or a hater, this team is good.
Damn good.
Yeah, this team is good. We beat number 17 in the nation, and then they want to say, well, wasn't the same team, wasn't the same blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
We'll see when you play Nebraska because it's a rivalry, and they can run the ball. We'll see. In that defense, there was a TCU, man, they're going to run all over it. Okay, now what? Like, at some point, you got to sit back and say, whether you look at the box scores, the individual stats, the collective effort, look at the final scores, you have to say that regardless of ranking, regardless of Coach Prime only being here 9 months and this team being together 9 months, this is arguably easily a top 15 team in the nation and probably a top 10 team in the nation. We just don't have those other people on our schedule this year.
Yep.
So, it's hard to kind of define it. But when you look at what the other teams in the top 15 do statistically and score outcome and what we do, no, we're a top 15 team in the nation.
One of the best offenses in the country.
Period. You talk about last week, 9 for 11 on third down, 2 for 2 on fourth down. Like, who does that anywhere? Yep. And today was probably still 67%. It was a bad day.
Yep.
Like, these guys play on third down. You look at the defense, what Cam Selman did with the pick. You look at Juice and the fumble recoveries, man. It's like, dude, at some point you just got to get outside of hate mode and be like, all right, man, I don't like you, but damn, y'all can play some ball.
Yep.
That's my takeaway. We're good.
Your takeaway.
Believe it. Like, believe it.
Yeah, we're good.
I've got 2 big takeaways. One, the University of Nebraska football program and all their fans are a sad sack of clowns.
Wait, pause right there because I want to go deeper in that.
Okay.
They're not just clowns. They're sad and they're in the sack.
Yeah, sad sack clowns.
And they live in Nebraska.
And they got to drive those asses back to Nebraska.
How fun is that
after
drive?
it got kicked over and over. Like you're sore.
Fun.
You got to sit down in that seat for 7 hours.
No, they lost, man. They got beat.
My second takeaway is I was told this team doesn't have depth. But all of a sudden, Miles Slusher goes down. So who's there? Cam Stillman Craig comes in there and absolutely balls. And that's what's the craziest part is, like, we knew he was a baller.
Yep.
And then he went out there and did exactly what we thought he would do.
Let me hop on that in a second as far as that depth. There was a particular play where Shiloh Sanders made the right play on the ball, right? The right move to tackle, and a guy kind of hurdled him. And before the guy's feet could come down, Carter Stoudemire was right there to tackle him.
Yep.
And one thing this team preaches, and this is where I'm talking about the depth. Well, I don't care if it's the scout team out there, the second group or first group. You hear Coach Prime all practice long yelling, get to the ball. I don't care if you're on the other hash. If the ball is over here, the play is not over, get to the ball. And that's what happens when guys get to the ball. It's like it was a swarm of damn bees.
Yep.
Every time a Nebraska player would get touched or about to go down, there was 4 black jerseys out of nowhere, still hammering him.
Yep.
Pause. And sorry, Jake. I did pause. I said pause.
Yeah. Check yourself.
Yeah, that's self-check, man.
Yep.
Like, when do I ever do that? Like, normally I would triple down on it, but I pulled out. Pause. So, get to the ball, good things happen, man. And you saw that all day. They couldn't breathe.
I've got one more takeaway.
Give it.
Xavier Weaver is one of the best wide receivers in the country.
I will say Xavier Weaver is the best wide receiver in the country.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there. This was his 6th collegiate game with more than 100 yards. Yeah. So that ain't a fluke, right? The catches he made, the yards after the catch, the situations that he made those catches in. And again, now you've done it 2 weeks in a row, right? Dude, when are we just going to sit back like, all right, man, you might want to send 2 over there on 10 and bracket him.
Well, good luck with that, because then you got to deal with 5 and 12.
No, let's hope they do it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I was going to say, like, this is absolutely, and I know you two know this, but this is absolutely no slight to Zay. He is absolutely one of the best receivers in the country. You say he's the best. He might not even be the best receiver on the team. Now, today he certainly was. But next week he might not be, and that's what makes this team special, and that's what will make this offense
Absolutely.
special.
I totally agree with that. Week to week, receiver-wise, you're going to have any guy that looks like the best receiver in the nation.
Yep.
And it's going to keep changing.
Yep.
Last week we had, 4 guys with 100.
Yep.
You know, Zay talked all along, was, talking crap, but he was real about it. Like, it wasn't crap. He was really motivating himself and the others. He felt they were going to get 200 yards each today.
He almost did.
That's my point. You're interviewing a guy and he's like, oh, man, he's just popping off. And he's like, no, you really almost did that.
Yeah. That's like, they just keep being right. And I think this is why anyone who ever comes across Coach Prime just like stays around him as long as they can because he makes you look really smart all the time. I just wanted to add a little bit to the depth piece, though. It's not just Cam who went out there and balled. Juju Mitchell comes out of nowhere. Balls out.
Ain't been here 3 weeks.
Carter Stoutmeyer gets put out on the field, and that's a true freshman corner. He balled out. Even like a guy, yeah, exactly. Tavares Dawson goes out there, 2 touchdowns. No one saw that coming today. You're talking Jimmy, you're talking Dylan, you're talking Zay, you're talking Travis. And then all of a sudden, another guy comes out of nowhere and scores 2 touchdowns today. So,
and in a couple of weeks, it'll be Javon Antonio when he's back. Like it is. Shedeur Sanders is going to find the right guy. Like, he's going to go through his progressions. He's going to see where the matchup is. He's going to see where the advantage is, and he's going to go there. And because every game and even series to series that changes, you're going to see multiple people ball out because he's going to the right place. I know you're going to not really like this example because you're a Joker guy, and I use LeBron as an example. You don't have to like LeBron James. You can actually go ahead and hate him. But one thing you can't say is that he doesn't make the basketball play.
Oh, yeah. Same thing with Joker.
Yeah, it's like, you're going to bring Joker in, I knew it. So it's like, oh, man, he needs to shoot that. Yeah, but the basketball play was to pass it.
Because he was open.
Yeah, and so, like, that's what Shedeur is. It's like, oh, man, you had this guy over here. But no, I had that guy right there, and where he was going into that zone coverage, that was going to be more yards after catch. Now, that makes SportsCenter top 10, but that's the football play. Like, this gets the ball down the field. And it almost looks like, you get these quarterbacks who get a knock on them for being game managers. He is like game manager mixed with he has the legs to run. You saw that today. And he has the deep ball with the same amount of accuracy. Like, he can do it all at QB. And you try to find something to knock on him, and it becomes he holds the ball too long sometimes. And then when he holds the ball, so look at the 2-point conversion play. Like,
bro.
But he holds the ball a little too long sometimes, but he doesn't put the ball in harm's way. He's
no,
not
exactly.
throwing up, like, passes and stuff.
Yes, like, that's my point. It's like
his worst throw of the day was caught for 8 yards.
I know.
It's like it still turns out to be a great football play.
Yeah.
You looking for something to ding the guy, because maybe you don't like his dad or I don't know what it is, but he is who he is. This team is what it is, and we got a damn good team in Boulder, Colorado, man. And I think the nation for 2 weeks in a row now has been put on notice.
Yep. I mean, we said before the season, over and over again, this team is going to win games just because of Shedeur sometimes. This was one.
Yep.
That's a Shedeur game. We can go back to last week, and really there's so many great performances that the quarterback threw for 500 yards. He was a big part of the win.
But I'm with you because arguably you could say Dylan Edwards was the reason last week.
Right.
Exactly.
But this was Shedeur / defense today.
That's a Shedeur game. And I know he already has plenty of nicknames. But I threw it out there. Dime time. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's not going to stay.
It's pretty good. I'm just saying, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Not happening, but go right ahead. Keep swinging, man.
Hey, I just, I had to say it.
I'm going to tell you again. Bask in it, man. I'm going to pour it over you. Like, just do what you got to do, man.
Hey, I'm
beat
having
Nebraska in Boulder.
You are having a day.
And I have a fiance.
You do have it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you to everyone who's reached out. I was originally going to try and respond to everyone. It's not going to be possible. That is a credit to all of you who have reached out and said nice things. So this is my official thank you to everyone who has reached out. Weekends don't get much better than this.
They don't, man. And it was at Folsom.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't just get engaged.
Yep.
You got engaged at Folsom.
Yep. And you mentioned LeBron or Joker. They don't mind getting an assist.
Yeah.
You got an assist.
Oh, man, I'll take it, man. But it's really Allison over there. That Allison. It's stunt double, She stood in.
Yeah, it's like hockey. In hockey, 2 people can get an assist on one goal.
You can.
So there you go.
No, man, I was happy to be a part of it. Not going to tell everyone the details of when you called me to plan it, what was taking place at that time.
You got to get Neely when you can, you know?
Yeah, and when you get me, you got me. Like hey, you literally have my undivided attention right now. Let's make this thing work. But I'm happy she said yes, man.
Yeah.
I was a little concerned.
That's what everyone asked me. They said, when I told everyone the plan, they said, what if she said no? I said, then the Buffs are probably going to lose.
Wow.
But she said yes. Buffs
And
won.
we won. It has nothing to do with Charles Kelly's defensive plan.
No.
Coach Prime bringing his team and staff together. It's because Allie said yes.
Yep. That's the
And
dub.
she said yes at Folsom looking over the field.
And RG was there. He gets an assist.
Yeah.
RG with the assist.
He's flying the drone. My boy Matt Cisneros, who longtime Buffs fans will know, was he got all the picks. So it was a true team effort.
I just want the shirt, man. The shirt's going to the Smithsonian.
Oh yeah.
That shirt. Yeah, when I saw the pictures, I was like, this shirt is kick ass. This shirt says marry me.
I had to talk Allie into letting me wear that shirt.
Absolutely.
Well, because I didn't want to wear a shirt that she was going to be like embarrassed. I was like, this thing's going to be
That was pretty close, though.
enshrined in the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
So I like put it on and I put on the full fit, and she was like, I like it, and I was like, I don't know if that's like a good enough endorsement for engagement pics.
So like the pictures I saw, we're gonna get back to sports in a minute,
We
y'all,
will.
but this is sports related. It's sports adjacent.
Yep.
Because it was at Folsom.
Yep.
The eve before Nebraska, so it matters. We're pregame to pregame. I couldn't see the details in the pics, right, because of the angles, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I was all over the shirt. Mm-hmm. And Atlas' son, who's over here, says, "Oh, you should have seen the pants." So tell me about the pants.
What were they? Because they were tight. Yeah. So I put that, here was my fatal flaw. I washed my jeans and then I dried them.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rookie move.
They're
brother.
not normally that tight. It was a tough squeeze.
Yeah, you had some ball huggers on there.
Yeah, and then I had the ring in my back pocket.
You
but,
couldn't get it
was
out.
like that.
Yeah,
It was like that wide box. So it was like bulging out.
You owned it though, man.
But
Yeah, great job, man.
it all went down.
But congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
You know, happy for you guys. You make an outstanding couple. It's really more her than you.
Yeah.
You know, but you outkicked your coverage. You done good.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
and
somehow-
I'll take it.
Somehow you made today's beatdown only the second biggest dub of the weekend.
Nah, this was the biggest. I'm just kidding. Don't record that. Don't send that to Alex.
No, she's watching. She's watching. You said this. So all right, let's do this then. Her say no or the Buffs lose. Which one do you pick? Which?
You can't pick.
Yeah, I mean, I would take the Buffs loss. But here's the thing, like, you get engaged. That's a win, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But your enemy doesn't lose. Buffs beat Nebraska. You win, and your enemy loses.
True.
Well said. Speaking of enemies losing, we got another enemy coming to town.
Oh, yeah.
So we did a road game. Now we got back-to-back home games, man. And it's the in-state rival, Colorado State's coming.
Yep, we'll have a lot of time to talk about them. But let me just say this: it's about to be the quietest Rocky Mountain Showdown week of all time because I know.
What do you think the line
I
is?
know those fans are going to start running their mouths.
What do you think the line's going to be?
It opened at like 17, and my friends were like texting me like, "Should I hammer this?" I said yes.
31?
I think it'll get up to like 23 and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll have plenty of time to talk CSU this next week.
Yeah, I was just trying to get us off the waiting
No,
stuff.
you're good. We'll get to the game here very shortly, but first a word from our friends at
Morgan
Fubo.
Freeman time. Take it.
140 plus live channels of sports, shows, movies, and news. You can stream live TV from any device. And you can start watching immediately with a free trial. No contract, no cable, no hassle. Also 1,000 hours of cloud DVR included at no extra charge. Watch the Buffs. You got the Pac-12 network on there. You got NFL starting tomorrow. I know Coco Gauff just won U.S. Open, so that's over.
Coco.
But you got a lot going on. It's the best time of the year, in my opinion. Watch all your favorite college football and the NFL at Fubo. Go to www.fubotv.com/DNVR to sign up for 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro. And then game time. Next weekend's game, I don't know if it'll be as expensive as it was for this weekend, but it's still going to be a very hot ticket. Make sure you guys use Game Time. It takes all the stress out of all your ticket buying experience. It's not only for games, but concerts, events, all kinds of stuff going on, wherever you may be. Snag the tickets without the stress of Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DNVR. You'll get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DNVR for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
So, a couple quick questions, comments, concerns, or whatever category they fall in. how are you enjoying being in the middle right here?
I don't mind it. You know what?
It suits you. I like the flow of it.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good. You know, it's like when you go down hurt and then like two teammates come, they put their arm around you and carry you. That's me right now.
So, and in that vein, do you ever read the ads? I mean, you're in the middle now.
You know what? I wanted to start a new thing with Jake where he just tells me what the ad is, and I'll just read it off the top of my head just to show him that it's not that hard.
All right.
We'll do it next
All right,
break.
we'll do it next
Let's
time then.
double down on that. I want a piece of that.
All right.
Yeah, you just give me the company, and I'm just going to make up some shit. I'm just going to go with it. You tell me the company and the percentage off, and then I'm going to fill in the middle.
Give me the call to action. I'll take care of the rest.
That's why I have it like that for the most part, though.
But the thing is, like, you've used Fubo.
Of course.
So just talk about it and then give the code at the end.
But the biggest portion of this is he was doing it to prove that anybody can do it. I just want to end on it. He was speaking of.
Uh-oh, here we go.
And I got the clip. I can't find it right now, but you'll see it. A fan stopped me. He was like in that lower, right by the rail, right by the bench. He called me over. He talked about how much he loves this partnership, what we do. And just I adapted him over. He said one more thing. Man, keep giving Jake hell, man. It's hilarious. Swear to God. He said, keep doing it. Don't let up on Jake, man.
You know what? My mom called me and told me that she thinks that's hilarious, too.
Come on.
I'm being so serious.
Look, there he is, man. Random stranger and mom. Sorry, Jake.
It's all good. Whatever. All right, let's talk about this game. Let's go through it, man.
Let's do it.
CU defensively was up first. First things I noticed, we already talked about Cam. He started. But JD, back out there starting. Taj Alston also starting. No Derek McClendon as a starter. Juju Mitchell got in very, very quickly. I think Levante started the game, but he came in, made a big play right away. He had a tackle for 0 yards that went for 0 yards. At the end of that drive, man, Jeff Sims, first fumble of the game, turned it right on over.
Yeah. Let me say this about Sims. I mean, hats off to you, young man. I've watched clips, seen him play, all those kind of things. Had an opportunity when he was running off the field, as in being pursued, aggressively pursued by our defense. He kind of, that's a big boy, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big boy.
And he's fast.
Yes, like he's an athlete, man. And so what I'm saying is, yes, you know, they all have a little fumbleitis in them, but if we can put that kind of pressure and pads on a guy that big, like woe to the small quarterbacks we face.
Yeah.
Because body-wise, metric-wise, that dude ain't a quarterback, man.
Yep.
Like, that's a big boy. That was a linebacker, man. He's huge.
And you mentioned JD and Taj Alston.
Both had great games.
They played with their hair on fire, man. So hats off to Coach Williams and Coach Sinceri.
And you know where it started with those two guys, man, is this week, the emphasis on their special teams rep. I mean, they really got coached up this week as far as getting to the ball, proper technique. Don't, get on the guy's toes. Like, your face mask should be hitting up under his face mask. The violence of the game, but within the confines of the rules. They really got coached up, like, for special teams for that. And there's no way you do it on special teams because, hey, guess what, y'all? The first play of the game is what? Special teams. And we deferred, right? So those kind of guys are out there on special teams and out there on defense. So they already got the juices going. They just hit somebody. And they want, it feels good. And I want to keep hitting somebody.
Yeah.
And you saw it all day long with JB out there, man, and Taj. Taj was in the press conference. Like, they had outstanding physical games.
Yeah. It was fun to watch, man. That TFL that JD had where he just blew that guy up in the backfield.
Yep.
I want you to appreciate something as you bask in this.
Okay.
We didn't have a TFL last week.
I know. And how many do they have this week?
I was about to say, they didn't have a TFL or a sack last week. On Nebraska's first offensive drive, 2 runs for 0 yards, 1 tackle for a loss, and I guess another if you count the Sims fumble.
And we played ball on their side of the line of scrimmage. Last week, everything was on our side. And Shane Cokes, when he was on the pre-DMVR, whatever the logo says, he said, guaranteed, that's not happening this week.
Yep.
We're going to play ball on their side.
Yep.
And I'll be damned if we didn't do it, man.
Colorado gets the ball. Savion Washington got called for an unsportsmanlike conduct where the guy flopped, basically. The refs, I don't want to talk about the refs too much because we have a lot to talk about, but be better.
You know what I don't understand on the be better? If technology doesn't help you get it right, why are we wasting the time particularly the tempo offense that we try to run and using technology. If we go back and take 15 minutes to look at it and still get it wrong.
Wasting everyone's time.
Like, come on, man. Yeah. Like, some of these calls are just like, dude, let's get the game going, man.
Yeah, for real. Just on that note, penalties were a real issue today after not being one at all last week.
9 for 80 today.
Yeah, and really inopportune
What, 5
times.
last week?
6.
6. And I think that's the key, man, that you're touching on there, RK, is that penalties happen, but there's certain situations that they can't happen.
Yeah.
And we had some drive extenders, we had some drive killers that we did to ourselves.
You get it all the way to 3rd and 1, I think, from like 2nd and 12, and then unsportsmanlike now it's 3rd and 16.
Yeah.
So just this series here, Colorado's 1st and 10. They got that penalty for unsportsmanlike, and with the 2nd and 24, Shedeur to Zay for 14 yards. Next play, Shedeur to Travis for 11 on 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 is like nothing for this offense.
At all.
It's amazing.
Well, here's one thing about it. Not only can they execute, I love reaching over by your water bottle. Not only can they execute. No, I want it back there. I said I love reaching over to you. There you go.
I'm afraid you're going to take it from me.
I'm going to take it. You're going to give it to me. Pause. Hey, one laugh in the back. When you talk about that 3rd and 11 or 3rd and 16, as it was last week, execution, one of the reasons that works so well for this team is not only their ability, but they know their coach will go for it on 4th down.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got another down.
Yep.
Like, so this is 3rd and 16. Let's say I don't get 17. Let's say I get 8. That guy on the sideline with the shades, like, he will let me go for 4th and 8. Like, we will do it.
Yeah.
So you just got this sense of comfort that it's another down.
A false start kind of derailed that drive. They also had a 2nd and 23. They end up punting. Vissette almost hits the coffin corner again. I don't know who it was, but they couldn't get to the ball in time. It goes over into the end zone. Yep.
Yeah.
Defense back up, 3 and out for Nebraska. That's when Marvin Ham had a great PBU, great coverage play on that guy coming across the middle. CU at that point was up to 3 penalties. Nebraska punts, end of the first quarter. 0-0. Nebraska outgained CU 69 yards to 64 in the first quarter.
And, you know, earlier when you said that they were never in, I went, I didn't know the yards were that close. Right? I didn't know it was 69, 64, what have you. But feeling on the sideline, it felt like we had allowed them to believe they were in the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm knowing we're more talented, we got depth, we're going to win, but, man, we just wasted a quarter with these guys. You know, like, we should be up 14-0 at the end of the first. And here they are. They're over there cheering and dancing and having a great time because it's 0-0. But they didn't do a damn thing.
Yep.
We gave it to them.
Yep. I ended up calling this a boa constrictor win. They hadn't gotten the bite yet at this point. They just needed to get in there and start wrapping themselves around their prey.
Yeah.
And they hadn't got in there yet at this point.
So Nebraska punts to start the second quarter. Colorado probably has what is probably going to be one of their worst drives of the season. They had Shedeur was sacked 3 times, and they had an unsportsmanlike penalty on that drive. They ended up punting.
Rough.
The start of the second quarter.
Yeah.
Like, it was, and I'm telling you, man, it just, I know they weren't in the game and we weren't out of it, but it felt horrible. Not like from a confidence standpoint, but just from a mismanaged, missed opportunity standpoint on that sideline. It's like, man, what are we doing?
Yeah.
You know, this is like, again, we gave away an entire quarter, and now you're starting the second and giving it away again.
It sure is nice, though, when you know that your team has all the better players.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Never for a second.
Yeah.
Never for a second was I worried.
No, you're mad at yourself, you know, because maybe you're thinking about the spread or something, like the missed opportunities.
Yep.
You're not mad from oh, damn, we're about to lose this game.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if y'all keep up with the scoreboard. I know you two do, but, you know, the score is cumulative. They take the first quarter, add it to the others, you know. So when you have a quarter that you left meat on the bone, as Coach Prime would say, like, that impacts the final score. So, like, whatever you end up with is 14 less than it should have been because of what we didn't do in the first quarter.
Amen.
Nebraska gets the ball. They start running it a bit. They popped a big one for 26. I think this is where Omarion, like, left the game. He had a couple tackles, and the refs, like, stopped the game and told him to get out. That's when Carter got in.
Yeah.
Is he okay? Do you know?
I did not see the final. It looked like, from a ref perspective, it looked like something had triggered like a concussion kind of protocol.
Yeah.
Right.
That, you know, that maybe they saw something in his body language they want to check out.
Yeah.
Can't confirm it because I wasn't down on that end of the field when it happened. But looking at their communication and what they were pointing to, it felt like it was that.
Yep,
That's what I
agree.
thought as well.
Nebraska then gets another first down. They fumbled the ball again on 3rd and 5. They're at the Colorado 25 at this point. They recover that one. They kick a field goal. Doink. Right off the upright.
So I knew then it didn't turn out this way, right? But I here's what I figured right there when that happened. I said, man, we're not going to win this game. They're not going to score.
Yep.
Like, this is going to be like 38-0. Because
so
in my
bad.
head, everything that went wrong in the first quarter, everything went wrong in the first part of the second quarter, and they couldn't get 3, and we gift wrapped it. I was like, there's no way they're going to score.
Yeah.
Colorado gets the ball. Cavassier Smoke gets his first carry as a Buff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, only 0 yards. Coach Prime said after the game, they tried to run the ball. They really tried. It's something that they're going to work on. CU goes 3 and out, though.
I'm not accusing Coach Prime of like lying or anything. I didn't think they really tried to run the ball.
They did in the first half, I think.
But as I've been saying over and over again, you don't really have to when you have two calling the plays.
So I hear you, and you're exactly right. But when they call a run play, those backs are trying to get those yards.
Yep.
You know,
well, and Coach Prime says we tried to run the ball. What I hear is like we gave the running backs an opportunity,
exactly,
and it wasn't good enough, so we just kept
throwing. So we went back to what's working.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But we want it to be successful because we want to get to a place where we can clock manage like that. One of the things I think we did, quote unquote, poorly in the last 6 minutes of the game, not to shoot ahead. So please don't let this. Hey man. There's no reason for us to snap the ball and there's 20 seconds on the clock. Like, let it run down to somewhere between 10 and 5. Let's do what other teams are going to do. You know, let's milk this thing, because here's one thing about plays: the more plays you have, the more things can happen. And one of those plays where we snapped the ball with about 24 seconds left on the clock, should get sacked.
Yep.
Unnecessarily. I know we got to go back to second quarter, but
no, you're good.
You got to make more of opportunities when you get them, man. Like sure. you have to, because you never know when you get in a situation where it's like, damn, we let that one get away, and now I need it.
Right. So Colorado goes 3 and out. Nebraska gets the ball back. Jeff Sims can't even handle the snap, fumbles it. Credited with the sack to JD. He recovers it. He almost picked it up and took it to the house.
He did. I thought he had it. I thought he was going to get it. Let me tell you what will make you bobble a snap.
A bad snap.
2 days, absolutely a bad snap will. But 2 plays before, when you get the hell knocked out of you, and you're standing there now, you're supposed to be reading, and you're like, okay, I know the ball is coming, but damn, JD is right there again.
Yeah.
And that split seconds you do that, the ball is snapped. It's because you're hearing footsteps, man. And so the D-line playing more on that side of the line of scrimmage to that point, I think they were in Sims' head some.
And with a quarterback like Sims, who is a run-first quarterback, it's almost like he's trying to get out, like he's trying to grab that ball and get out of there instead of letting it come to him. And
absolutely,
man, it was fun to watch. Here's the most predictable thing ever. Nebraska fans are going to fully and 100% turn on Jeff Sims this week.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're going to be calling for whatever kid got the garbage time touchdown.
I think that's the young Purdy.
Chuba?
Yeah.
Chuba Purdy? Just watch. They will turn on him. Guaranteed.
Yeah. Colorado gets the ball at the Nebraska 19. They try to score. They get to 3rd and 4. They can't convert. Kick a field goal, though. They finally get the lead. Feely was awesome today. He went 3 for 3.
Pure.
Yeah, that was from 31, that first one.
Everything he hit was pure. Even the kickoffs.
Pure.
Sweet spot every time.
Yeah, but he ended up with 31, 31, and 30, I think, were his distances. Yeah, he was on, man.
And then Nebraska gets the ball back. Then that's when the pick happened. It was on 3rd down, 3rd and 12. They were at their own 23. Sims was kind of under pressure. Threw it to a guy, running an out route to the sideline. Cam just right under it. Easy money.
One of my favorite plays of the game. Cam just all over that thing. Just like, it's one of those ones where I don't know if you talked to him after the game.
Did.
But it's one of those ones where you're running, like, I assume he's running there and he's like, please throw this.
I know.
He like sees him, he's like, please throw that. Because he was just waiting on it. He ran the route for him, made a great catch, tapped the toes.
And I'm totally over here because I know you're getting close to the end of the second quarter.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull up Coach Bryant's halftime speech and just put it by the mic. So
All right.
I'm so not ignoring you. I'm trying to add to what you're doing.
Well, we have a play we'll talk about a lot right here because the very next play, Shedeur hits a streaking across the field, Tarvaris Dawson, 30 yards out. I mean, it was a beautiful play design. It was designed exactly for what that coverage Nebraska likes to run. When they were dropping 7 and 8 a lot, man. But they were also blitzing a ton in that first half. That's, I think, where a lot of those sacks came from. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were in empty, and they were literally sending like 6 or 7.
Well, and, just to kind of get into the X's and O's of a concept like that, when a team is going to drop deep zones like that, what you do is you run them off, and then you take someone from the other side of the field so no one knows whose responsibility he is, and you bring them all the way across like they did with Tarvaris, and everyone's gone back with the people that you sent vertical. Bring him over. There's no one to watch. There's no one to watch him.
Yeah, beautiful play design. 2 receivers on the right, streaked across the field, just drew away all the coverage, and Tarvaris just had a wide open. He was wide open.
And if you protect too, I mean, he will make that throw 10 times out of 10.
That's all he needs. A little bit of time.
Yep.
Nebraska gets the ball back. Nothing really happens. They pick up 1 first down, but they end up punting. CU gets the ball back with less than a minute left in the half. They eventually drive all the way down the field. Feely gets his second field goal of the game from 32. All of a sudden, after all of that, after struggling to really get anything going offensively, they're up 13-0 going into the locker room.
And you feel totally confident.
And getting the rock.
Yep, and getting the ball.
You feel totally confident, like, okay, we're going to beat these guys like 26-0.
Yep.
Like, if not more. You really feel it. I got it. So they won't be able to see it, but we can hear it. It's pretty short. So this should work, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we could send it to Alyssa.
You're winning, but you're not dominating. You're winning, but you're not dominating. And we're allowing them to stay in the game for the mistakes that we're making. We got to take it up on ourselves to just search for perfection. And you got to want it bad they do. Now, this second half, we get the ball. We go down and score. What you think they're going to do? Tricks. You ain't with me.
They gonna fold,
We go
coach.
down and score, they're going to tap out.
Yep.
And we're going to put our foot on their throats.
Yep.
We're going to start because we talked about dominating. We didn't talk about winning, we talked about dominating. It's not a game. But let's stop beating ourselves, guys. We better than that. Think about it. We are 13-0 and ain't not one of y'all satisfied. Am I right or wrong? Yes, sir. Offensive line, we got to run the ball, we got to protect too. Defensive front and linebacker, do your job. Do your job. Only time they get a first down is we're not doing our job. But you're coming back. And I love it. Let's stay together. Let's stick together. Let's be one. We got that? Yes, sir. That's that person next to you. Let him know I got your back. I got your back. I got your back. I got your back. I got your back.
Fire.
Playing for Coach Prime just has to be unbelievable.
You know what's unbelievable? Doing shows with Uncle Neely.
It is.
So you get that type of content.
I think what's unbelievable is me sitting next to RK when I'm used to sitting next to Jake. But even when I sit next to Jake, I'm kind of sitting next to you when I'm in the middle. No, but I appreciate that, man. But it really, speaking of, so many people today talked about how they love this. Like, literally hundreds.
Hell yeah.
All day long.
Yeah, me too.
But Coach Prime in that locker room, Jake, you find yourself sitting there recording it, and I mean, I had my hand on the guy next to me saying, "I believe."
Let's go.
It's like
Yeah.
you forget, like, oh wait, because you're so part of it, and he's so charismatic, motivational. Like those guys left out of that locker room, as short as that was, and the energy, there was no doubt, man.
Yeah.
Like okay, it's just right now a matter of about how much, but they're not going to get back in this game.
And they did not. And yet, as Coach Prime would say, they still left meat on the bone.
A lot.
I mean, they could have beat those guys 50-0.
Easily. Easily. Like their 2 scores, one of them was just absolute garbage. All right. Like just absolute game over. But it's 14 points total.
Yep.
And that 7 they got didn't, earn. Like I told before, man, when they doinked that field goal, I'd have bet $1,000 like they don't score. Because we did all this to help you score, and you still hit the upright. Like it's not destined for you to score today.
Yeah,
like you're gonna get whooped.
Yep.
Third quarter, Jake.
Come out of third quarter, first play of third quarter for CU. Shedeur sacked again, lost of 9 yards.
What was he sacked 7 times today? 8.
He was sacked 8 times today for 53 yards.
Come on, man.
That
That can't happen, bro.
That's probably the most unacceptable thing.
Yes.
You cannot let people hit him.
No.
And you know what? I don't want to jump ahead here, Jake, too far, but you saw at the end of the game why you cannot let him get hit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, I'll say it, man. It's a drop off.
Oh, for sure.
You know, now let me say this.
They're
With all due respect to QB2 or QB3, and I don't care what team you're on in America, pro or college, when you have a QB1 that is stellar as the one we have, there's going to be a drop off. Of
course.
Yep.
So don't take that as a slight to somebody, but please understand the dynamic of this team changes when QB1 ain't upright. You got to keep him upright.
Yeah.
And speaking of taking hits, how did they blow the call when he slid and the guy still hit him this first quarter? Like, I know I missed that in the first, but man, what the hell?
No,
Talk
I
about the
agree.
officiating.
Yeah.
And he hit him in the head with his hand.
Yes. He was sliding 5 yards ago, and the guy still can't. Oh, man.
I know.
So even then, you have a QB1 that does everything he's supposed to do is sliding, and the rules that are designed to protect him, and the enforcer, the rule of ref, doesn't protect him. Oh, well.
Ridiculous.
But, yeah, 8 times on the ground, man. It's too much.
Yeah, way too much. They get into, it was 2nd and 19. They gained 4. It was 3rd and 15. And this is when I think Shedeur kind of really took over because this is when he hit Travis on that bomb.
Yeah.
But Shedeur was just like, I ain't going down. He was just shaking guys off, just getting away from him.
It was a Rocky moment.
Yeah.
You know, when they do that, dong,
Yeah.
and like Rocky just changes, like, I ain't going down no more.
Yep. Exactly. They still didn't score on that drive. They went for it on 4th and 3 from the Nebraska 33. It was, and I don't want to be too critical of Sean Lewis because I still think he's a great offensive coordinator, but a Jimmy Horn reverse on 4th and 3, I don't know. Loss of 1 yard.
I'll say this before you get to Sean Lewis, RK. Who was really jumping up and down was Feely. He wanted that. He wanted that kick. Because, I mean, he's nailing, 50 pluses and back-to-back 63s in practice. Like, he wanted to go out there on that 4th down there.
Yeah, and Sean Lewis knows a lot more about calling offense than any of us.
Combined.
Yes.
But one of my, general rules would be if you have a quarterback who is him and you want to go for it on 4th down, just let him do his thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Leave the ball in his hands.
Yep.
Absolutely. I get that.
Nebraska picks up after that failed 4th down conversion. Who is it? Taj Alston gets the sack on a 1st and 10 after they'd already picked up a 1st down. Then that's when Jeff Sims goes 57 yards down the sideline.
Yeah, and that was, if for any moment that there might have been adversity in this game, that would probably be it, where it's just like, okay, you've controlled everything, and now your back is, not up against the wall, but you're getting a little closer to the wall,
Right.
Yeah.
and you need to respond, or else Nebraska has a chance to get this ball back and go take the lead.
Yep.
Well
Colorado,
said, man. Contextually, it was. I felt like I was there. You called that spot on.
Thanks.
I forgot this at halftime, too. It was the first time Colorado's led at halftime against Nebraska since 2004.
Dude,
That's weird.
it's almost 20 years, man.
Joel
Yep.
Klatt was the
But
quarterback.
They've won a lot of those games.
Must not have been winning at half.
Nebraska knows how to choke.
That is very true.
They're real good at that.
Colorado gets the ball back. It is 3rd and 10, and Shedeur finds Zay for 41 yards. And this was one of those times where Nebraska brought the house. They just manned up and brought the house.
Can't do it.
And eventually, Shedeur's just going to burn you. One of these receivers is going to burn you.
here's a little pushback. I hear you. We can't do that. Most teams can't do that. When you're as poor as Nebraska is,
You have to.
and it worked in the first half. It definitely worked in the first quarter. So it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like if you man to man this team, like Shedeur is going to pick you apart.
Yeah.
Your only chance is pressuring the quarterback. And when we got talent out there like Zay on one side, Travis on the other, like who do you double, that kind of thing, man, it just tees itself up for us. But I ain't mad at Nebraska for like what choice do we have?
And I can't wait to hopefully we get an all-22 look of that release from Zay because how did he get
He
that
was
open?
so behind him.
How
Yeah,
did he get that
I know.
open in man coverage?
Yep.
Good on Shedeur for just making sure that he completed that ball. But Zay had like 10 yards of separation.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think even when you sit in the house at Shedeur, like this happened at TCU, he's a tough kid, man.
Yeah, he is.
Like there was a couple of those big passes last week that he took a hit a split second after getting the ball off.
Yep.
And he saw the hit coming and still stood there and said, no, there's the release, now I'm gone, and took the hit. So I think of all the things we give him compliment-wise, we talk about his percentages. We talk about the tight windows.
How
talk
cerebral
about,
he is.
Yeah, his mind. We fail to mention the dude don't mind getting hit. Like he will stand there and play, and then when he gets outside the pocket, you got to like demand him to slide. Like he's not built to slide. He wants those extra yards. A tough guy, man. And you put that together with Zay's speed, you're going to get 40-yard plays.
Yep. So they hit that 41-yard play. They drive all the way down to the Nebraska 12. That's when Shedeur hits Zay for that touchdown. Beautiful route by Zay. Literally ran from all the way across the field until he was wide open, and Shedeur found him.
That's one of the things I like when they do those like kind of Amazon metrics or stuff to show how far and fast the guy actually ran.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it'll be like a 40-yard pass, but he ran like 80 yards because he was zigzagging,
Yep.
And this one was like 13, and he probably ran 10 yards in and 55 yards across.
Yes, it's like he was running, man.
I love when we get a little glimpse when Shedeur really shows off his arm strength.
Yes.
And he ripped that one in there.
Yeah.
He had some fantastic throws today.
Yep.
Oh, man. Official attendance today was 53-20-41.
Heard it was a record.
241.
Let's go. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's big.
So the score is 20-7 at this point. Nebraska goes 3 and out again.
I didn't see
But
the bar either.
I
Bar
know,
was
I haven't
popping
seen these
too
yet.
for a home game. Let's
Yep.
go.
Colorado gets the ball back. Another false start. Dylan finally hits a big play. It was that run. I think it was inside zone off to the boundary side, and he just bounced it right around. He almost went to the house. He's so lethal.
Yeah, he is. He is.
He's kind of like a slot machine, right? You keep playing it.
It's gonna hit,
Eventually,
man.
you're going to hit the
No,
jackpot.
it's going to hit. Yeah. It's going to hit because that speed is just unmatched in this conference. There's no one we're going to see that can go stride for him or let alone catch him from behind. Yeah. So when he gets past, it's 11 on 11. He makes his guy miss. A safety or a linebacker is trying to come over and cut him off. He makes that guy. There's nobody back there.
Right.
And no one's catching him from behind.
Yep.
So that play happened. Very next play was a 19-yard completion to Zay Weaver, and it was one of those layered throws from Shedeur, just right over. I think it actually went between the linebacker's hands or right over his hands.
Right over his fingertips.
Yeah. No,
And
it was
landed in the breadbasket for
It
Zay.
looked like it was going to be an interception. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh man, he didn't see him. And it's like, oh no, he did see him, and he put it just outside his reach.
Yep.
He's unreal.
They got a pass interference. Nebraska committed pass interference against Travis in the end zone. Moved it down to the 2. We couldn't knock it in from 2. First and goal from the 2.
But I think that goes back to Coach Prime. What we've been talking about with the stats is that our running backs, when receiving the ball, can be lethal. But we've got to get to where, man, we're inside the 10-yard line, inside the 5. I mean, it should be just automatic that a Savion or Smoke, man, bowling ball the thing in there, man.
Yep. And it was another one. Sean Lewis brought out the jumbo package with Bishop and Shane.
Bishop was open.
Wide open and waving for it.
Yes.
Waving for it.
I didn't know that. That kills me.
Man, waving for it, man. Like he was so open. He when he made his move, he had his hand out like a receiver.
Yep.
Did have time to do this, but Shedeur was already looking back pylon.
Yep. Feely knocks it in from 30 though, 23-7.
Real quick on the second down run, because they brought out the jumbo package. They did the play action out of it. Then they went back to it, and Bishop buried a guy again.
Yeah, is that the one we took the sack on?
Yeah, third and
No, this was the run to Savion.
That was second down. Third down was the sack. Yeah.
Third down sack. Yeah, because we can't take that sack.
No, I know.
That was on Shedeur. We gotta throw the ball to the back end of the zone, man.
Yeah.
Nebraska starts with the ball. They get another penalty. Jeff Sims starts to kind of get it going a bit. He had a 17-yard run, a 16-yard completion. And then,
This is taking really long.
well, we'll speed it up here. It's the fourth quarter.
Part of the reason it's taking long is we interrupting them.
That is true. Well, we're trying,
We're adding the color.
It's a
to
good
it. With the color.
conversation.
Oh, no, yeah. So
They fumble again. First play of the fourth quarter, though. CU picks it up.
Man, I've been right about a lot. That one I was really right about.
I mean, this is really the last drive we have to do.
I love how you love yourself.
My mom told me when I was a kid, no one will love you if you don't love yourself. And I really took that to heart.
No, you absolutely.
Bishop Thomas recovered the fumble. He got to sit on the throne on
He
the
did.
sideline.
He did get to sit on the throne, man. Paul's not the number 2 throne. The icy breeze, black and gold king chair there. He did get to sit on it.
That thing's sick.
I mean, again, they had an unnecessary roughness on Landon Beebe. It became 3rd and 16. Shedeur completes it to Jimmy for 17. Eventually, this drive ends in the end around from Tarvaris Dawson. And what a block by Savion Washington on that play. Oh, my God. Flattened him.
I had no idea. They tricked me on that trick play.
Yeah?
I was like, who has it? What's going on? Yeah. And then I finally saw chick
was that
on the
the
other
vodka
side.
kicking in, or was it just?
No, I kept it smart. I want to be able to, be sharp when I'm on this show with you guys.
Right.
I was given my last drink during halftime. I let it last,
It's 29-7. Nebraska gets the ball. They can't convert on the 4th down. Colorado gets the ball back. Drive it all the way down the field. That's when Shedeur runs it in. Scores 36-7. Basically over. Nebraska scored a garbage time touchdown.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
I hate that garbage time touchdown.
Yeah, man, that skewed the way it looks in print. I'm telling my age in print. When you're looking online tomorrow and see that they scored they didn't score 14 points.
No. Mm-hmm. And 36-14 is still an ass
No,
beating.
that's absolute ass kicking.
Yep. But
36-7,
36-7, that's an embarrassment.
Yeah.
Although it was also an embarrassment.
But, one
more
thing
of
we
an
like to say in this building, it starts at the top of Coach Prime, that's control the controllables.
Yep.
And what we can control is us leaving meat on the bone. And for 2 weeks in a row now, whereas we have come out victorious, and to some degree, even though that TCU score was much closer, you would never fearful you're going to lose it. I think TCU, we probably left about 17 points out there. Today left somewhere between probably about 21 points out there, man.
Last thing, the 2-point conversion that they called back. Oh, my
After
goodness.
reviewing it, to review the review, and still.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. It counts in my heart is what I tweeted out. 'Cause that was an incredible play.
I think it counted on the field. Like I
should've.
didn't see the zoomed in replay, but it's like, man, what are y'all looking at?
Yeah.
I'm watching it right now. It's going to take 10 seconds for this to get to the end.
I mean, it's because Shedeur's running around, shaking guys off, just making a play here. I mean, look at him keeping the play alive, and then he finds someone open. That's ridiculous.
If this was a important moment in the game, that's a Heisman moment.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I would say, RK, that if the ruling had been affirmed, it would still be a Heisman highlight.
It would have been on the highlight reel for sure.
All right,
Yeah.
Ryan, tell us about Foco.
Foco, man.
He didn't wait till next week.
You gave me an easy one. First of all, what you need to know about Foco is it is not a reference to Fort Collins,
Yes, of
Colorado,
course.
which is the enemy this week. But it is a great place where you can go and get Buffs gear.
Yeah.
They've got Buffs Hawaiian shirts would look great on you.
I want one.
They've got sun hats, keep you shaded down there on the sideline.
I need some shade.
So they've got pretty much anything you can think of. If you want to stamp a CU logo on it, they've got it. They've got socks. They've got bobbleheads. They've got just about everything.
And where do we go to learn more?
And go to foco.com and use the code DNVR for 10% off.
Well done.
You have just proven
All right. Then
how
about-
little we need Jake.
No, I'll do this then.
Yeah,
Shout out to
let's
Breckenridge
go.
Brewery.
Let's go, baby.
Shout out to Breckenridge Brewery. We have a Broncos tailgate tomorrow. I'll be out there. Are you going to make it to the tailgate?
I'm not. I'm on a flight tomorrow.
Oh, man, that sucks.
It sucks a lot.
Well, DMVR will be out there tailgating before Broncos Raiders. Come have some Breck brews with us. The Broncos Country Pale Ale is in season, finally. We've got that on tap at the DMVR bar. Got tons of beers on tap at the DMVR bar. Use their beer locator at www.breckbrew.com to find a Breck brew near you.
And I want to say to the viewers out there, because that's not what's on his laptop. He did not read that.
It wasn't.
He nailed it.
And let me just say this. I don't have kids, but if I did, I imagine that's what it's like seeing your kid ride a bike without training wheels for the first time.
I agree. I have kids. They're all grown now, but I will tell you this. I can remember when my son Deuce finally drew a giraffe that had 4 legs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What was he going with before?
It would range either 3 or 8. And that's how I feel watching Jake grow right before your eyes.
Took the training wheels off,
Yes.
man. That's a
But
beautiful.
it's only because you challenged him,
Yep.
Dad.
Yep.
You challenged him.
It was a beautiful four-legged giraffe, Jake.
Superlatives. Superlatives. Player of the game. Who wants to go
Shedeur
first?
Sanders.
Yeah, you got to go Shedeur, man.
Okay, non-Shedeur player of the game. Who you got?
I'm going with the total defense. And that's because of no,
You have to pick a player.
I got to pick a player?
Yeah.
Jeremiah Brown then.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with Jeremiah Brown because here's a guy who did more with less. He has, I know we're only 2 weeks in, but has not, at least at TCU, getting a lot of opportunities. But the opportunities he got today, he made the most of. And we may not, as far as our fans, know who he is, but I guarantee you Nebraska fans know who he is. So I'm going with JB, man.
He had 3 tackles today. Who do you got?
Give me Jordan Dominic.
Yep.
Oh, yes. I forgot about 44.
Yeah, two and a half
game.
2.5 tackles for a loss in this game, getting pressure on the quarterback,
And the
making
energy.
plays.
It's like the same thing with JB's tackles. It's like, it's just 3 tackles, but it's when they happen. And the same thing with JD. It's when they happen.
Yep.
And then his demonstrativeness when that's the word. I don't know. When he got done with making the hit, firing the crowd up and his team up, Yeah, 44 had a big game, man.
All right. I mean, you guys didn't pick him. I'll go Zay Weaver then.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking defense. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I already said, he's one of the best wide receivers, if not the best wide receiver in the country. He's exactly what Coach Bartolone said about him, just NFL caliber.
So, like, statistically, I know the college games today are not finished, but he's got to be top 5.
He'll
in
probably
the
be
season.
number 1 after this.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I can pull this up real quick.
That's what she said.
So he'll have 288 yards after this. No, wait. He had one. What do you have? 170. Yeah, yeah. So he had 118 last week. So 288 yards after this. That'll be hard to beat. Although there's probably some guy who went for like 220 in week 1.
Right. I guess most unexpected impact. What's up?
So the current leader in receiving had 241, but how many games has he played?
He's from Hawaii. I don't know if they've played yet or not. Is he even on here?
It's the top one.
Oh, I'm on.
You
I'm on
just
receiving.
added a 5th leg to your giraffe, so you're doing good.
That's just the tail.
Just
He's. Oh, look
So
at this. 35, 30, 34, 36, 37 is Hunter Weaver Horn.
But that's all
This is
just
before
week
today.
1.
Yeah.
Yep, they haven't added it yet. So
yeah,
he
it's
won't,
going to be interesting to see. He should be at the top.
he'll
Top
be
10.
way up there.
Yeah.
What's funny about Zay is Shedeur's ball placement is so good that we haven't not been able to see one of Zay's best parts of his game, which is his catch radius.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he makes wild catches, and
Yeah, he
he
does.
has incredible body control.
That's a great point. I know I laughed because of the context, but it's a great point, man. Like, these guys can go get it, but they don't have to because of his accuracy. Yeah. It's right there.
Hawaii played week 0, by the way, so this is why this guy's.
Yeah,
got
there'd
so
be
many.
3 games.
Yep.
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah.
Who was the most unexpected impact player today?
Juju.
I got to go Chick.
Yeah, 2 great options.
I'm going to go different and go negative and go unit, even though y'all keep making me pick a person. Had you told me yesterday we would give up 8 sacks, I'd have said you're lying. Mm-hmm. So the impact of allowing Shedeur Sanders to get tackled 8 times behind the line of scrimmage, the reason I'm saying it's impactful, on 2 of those drives we score, if not 3. You got 21 points potentially right there that you were robbed of.
You know what's funny for me is if you told me before the game Shedeur's getting sacked 8 times and Nebraska's running the ball for 222 yards, I would say
And we still won by
that's
30
a
points.
dogfight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even close.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
After no sacks and no TFLs last week, 6 TFLs this week for
There
the
you go.
Buffs, 2 sacks.
Call it Shane Coates. There you go.
Alston had 1.5. That first sack of the game, it looked to me like it was straight up Leonard Payne's sack. They ended up splitting it with him and Alston, though.
Yeah. And, let me say this, and here's my
good game.
I told you
Yes,
so
you did.
moment. Y'all remember we were in Denver at the bar. When you're in Denver, go by DMVR bar. Y'all asked, give me a name that people don't know now they're going to know later. And I pick Leonard Payne. Don't worry about the half a sack. Be a football nerd for a second. Go back and watch the game. Watch it on mute so you're not listening to the commentators. And look at how many plays other people made because he was forcing it that way. Because they were running from his ass and they got tackled by somebody else. Like Leonard Payne had a game today, man.
They got to play a little House of Pain when he gets a tackle for loss.
Love it.
Yeah. All right. People have been saying that Texas Alabama starts
That might be
in 15
better than
minutes.
your dime time.
So we got 15 minutes.
Not as good as Beats by Dre, though.
No, it's not.
15 minutes. Let's talk about the polls.
We also have super.
Do you just want to go home?
People are saying that Texas Alabama's starting.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. How many super chats do
I'm
we have?
so hungry.
10?
I love the way he thinks out loud. Like,
Real quick.
It's just like
Hold
random
on.
as
No,
shit,
hold on.
man.
Come on. Real quick. Colorado ranked 22 in the rankings. How far do they go up on Monday? Or tomorrow, I guess.
We should go, regardless of what happens, we should go to 18, 17. If we can get some losses from people who are ranked 9 through 16, we should go 16 or 15.
I'm going to call 15, and I almost feel like I'm being conservative. I don't know why. It just feels like AP people love watching Nebraska football, and so they were all tuned in.
Yeah.
And I mean, the whole nation was tuned in.
But then that part of me makes is why I'm picking my pick, because the haters, they then say, oh, that wasn't nothing. They weren't right. They keep coming up with reasons not to give this organization credit.
Just moving that goalpost around.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still say 15, though. It's still low.
I'm going to say 18. I don't think that they respect them still.
Man, I mean, this is a team that people thought was going to go like 2-10. People were legit projecting that.
Yeah.
And now they've just gone out there and played so great 2 weeks in a row. Yeah. And everyone's watching. I just think they kind of have to give them their flowers.
Man, I told everybody that would listen, from when I met you guys and his team was gelling till we started doing these shows together, we are going to Oregon 3-0. I said that in July, and I'm with you, Jake. I don't know why people don't recognize after having seen the proof in the pudding 2 weeks in a row, but I think they're going to find a way. I mean, you got us ranked at 22. If you had any love in your heart, that would have been 21 just off of our head coach.
Exactly.
But you're such a hater.
Yep.
You're going to stymie us at 22. I don't know what Ole Miss and Tulane, what that outcome was, because Ole Miss was right there by us.
Apparently, A&M is getting blown out by Miami.
Okay.
Wow.
So some things like that happen. I'm telling you, man, we should be 15, RK, but I think that the haters – where's Oregon now, 13, 12?
13. Ole Miss won, by the way, sorry.
Okay. All right, so that kind of skews that because they were right there with us, and a loss from them would have helped kind of go like, okay, these top 25 guys should start bumping up some.
North Carolina in a dogfight with Appalachian State in the third quarter, tie game. Tennessee's only up 7 on Austin Peay
At halftime.
Texas, Alabama started.
Okay. As you explore through that, I want to say to you guys here and to everyone watching at home and around the world, I believe no matter what they come with rank-wise, the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, talent-wise, coaching-wise, organizational structure, you name it, this already 9 months later is a top 10 program.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, whether somebody else acknowledges that, stamps it, or proves it, be AP or otherwise, it's not going to change my belief. I've seen enough football to know top 10 when I see it.
I mean, just look at the players.
Yep.
And Travis Hunter didn't even have a large impact on this game.
Yeah.
He's always going to have an impact because of the gravity that he has.
I think people forget that Robin is a superhero too. And so whether you're Batman or Robin on this particular day, you're still light years ahead of that guy punching the clock that's going, oh, man, he was just Robin today. Robin is still a superhero, man.
And he just deleted a side of the field. He's just gone. So that was his impact, but he didn't make any.
He didn't do anything. Yeah, he did. Yeah. And his head coach used to do the same thing.
Yeah. Totally.
Oh man, but such and so is leading interceptions. That's because they don't throw on Deion Sanders. It's not because he's not getting them.
Yep. And he's still got 55.
When you try him, he gets them. But the bulk of the passes don't go that way because he eliminates half the field.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to empty the clip and then we'll get to super chats. Anything else you want to talk about?
Let's get to super chats.
Yeah, let's go straight to super chats, man. Since you're in such a hurry and he's hungry,
I'm not in a hurry, man.
And I'm moist. You start it together. Let's get out of here.
A lot of people, of course, are asking about Cormani, and then they also want to know who Chick is.
Chick is Tavares Dawson.
Yeah. Chick is the receiver that caught the touchdowns.
Cormani's fine again.
Yeah, I still think, once again, we're in that place in life. I love pizza. Oh, why do you hate chicken? I didn't say I hate chicken. I just said I love pizza. Cormani didn't dress today.
Why
we
are
have
you
to
doing that to me,
remember
man? I'm so hungry.
he is still a true freshman with natural true freshman growing pains. I can remember, Travis Hunter's true freshman year at Jackson State, and there were games he didn't dress or didn't play.
Yes.
It's part of growing up, y'all. Nothing's wrong. Mm-hmm. It'd be totally different if we were 0-2 and you hadn't been seeing as much of him.
True.
And it's the same thing with Alton McCaskill. Would love for him to have been out there today and love to see him next week and whenever it happens. But we're letting these guys get where they need to be for college ball and the full impact violent sport it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nothing's wrong.
No. He'll play next week, in my opinion.
Oh, I mean, because they're going to be
I
up
love
by
the dream you had.
40.
You said Cormani was going to have a pick six.
I did. I had a dream that Cormani would have a pick six. That is how wired my brain is about Colorado football right now.
No. And I know we maybe got some super chats, but I want to go deeper into that because people have to understand this. You got to look at chronological order. This guy takes the woman of his dreams to the roof of the Champion Center, asks her to marry him. She says yes, and he goes home and dreams about Cormani having a pick six.
No, the Cormani dream was the night before. Cormani dream was the night before.
Well, you didn't tell us about it the night before. You told us about it.
No,
or
I
was
did.
it?
No, I did.
Okay.
I did, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you off the hook, but it just seemed like you went home from getting engaged and dreamed about a true freshman getting a pick six. You love Colorado
I'm built like
football,
that, man. I really do.
A lot of people are asking about Van Wells. Is he hurt? Is he okay? Do you know anything?
He limped off.
Yeah,
I
I saw him. Yeah, that's I didn't see what happened leading up to it.
Okay. What else, Alyssa?
Okay, so our first one coming from Francois Simmons. Winning the last 3 matchups with 3 different coaches is honestly hilarious. This sets the rivalry all even at 7-7 in the 21st century. They took it personal and it showed. And congrats on the engagement, RK.
Thank you. And yeah, it's actually 7-6 since 62-36 now. So we've got that going for us.
Cue the crime baby.
And they want to call up, all these old-timey records, games from the 60s and 70s.
That stuff doesn't count.
How about this century?
Exactly. I mean, it's come on. I'm not even going to deep dive on that. Turn the page, man.
Yep.
I'm so glad we beat the hell out of them.
Yeah.
I pulled out some receipts already, too.
Oh,
I
I
was pulling
did
out
too.
receipts in the fourth quarter.
I was waiting for you guys just emptying the clip outside the Champion Center. And I saw, the playmaker was out there. And I'm
Yep.
just, dunking on Nebraska fans. It was a good time. I ran into Gavin Could's dad. He told me it was pronounced Could.
Okay.
He was nice, super nice guy. Ran into lots of families. Charlie Offerdahl's family. People are so nice, man.
I love Buff Nation.
I love Buff Nation too, man. It's class people, class organizations. You get love. People are buying in. Oh, what do you mean buying in? Because Coach Prime will tell you we don't have 100% buy-in yet. There's still some non-believers. There's still some people who they give you the compliment and then they say yeah, but or we'll see attached to it. That's just the reality of human nature. But the truth is this is a great head coach, great coaching staff he's assembled. Great talent that has been attracted to CU. And speaking of great talent that's here, understand this. The impact that just week 1 and week 2 is having on recruitment here, you cannot measure it. 2 games, big noon kickoff, already been announced that College Game Day is coming. College Game Day is probably going to show up to one of our road opponents as well. And here's what goes along with that, even when you're on the road. They do packages on your players.
Oh, yeah.
They come here and spend a couple of days and they interview staff and they put products out and leading up to it. You can't buy that kind of exposure.
No way.
There's a kid, watching the game, and whether he sees a great play or a bad play, he's going, oh, I've made a difference. I can go there. I want to go there. I should go there. Everybody's talking about Colorado. I want to be there. You just wait to see this signing class.
It's funny that we didn't lead the show with College Game Day coming here. That's where we're at. There's so much good stuff going on right now.
You got to get used to it.
Yeah. And College Game Day is coming here for the first time since 1996. And it got brought up anecdotally in the last segment.
It was like that 10th question. The press conference was about College Game Day.
It's crazy.
because everything else is going on. With all due respect, is so much bigger and it, like, in your face and unbelievable. Like, using that word, to the people who that believer thing. I'm just trying to tell y'all, man, not y'all, because y'all are drinking the Kool-Aid with me. Like, man, come on, embrace it. Like, it is what it is. Like, stop I'm not even going to use LeBron. I'm going to use Joker. Stop nitpicking and just enjoy greatness.
Yeah.
Like, watch it.
Yeah.
Like, it's because it is generational. This ain't something that happened every 2 years. This is something that comes along every 20. Like, this, what you're witnessing in Colorado football, this is now the epicenter of not college football.
Sports.
Football
Yep.
and sports. The U.S. Open is taking place and more people are watching Colorado football, man.
Yep. On that, I mean, just with the belief in the fan base, especially the fans who have been here. This is the first time, I mean, you tell me, this is the first time in 4 or 5 years this team has truly dominated on this field and won a football game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you could pull up some, low-tier FCS school that they blew out a couple years. But this is, I think they got, Idaho State in 2017 and, killed them. But to destroy your rival like that is really powerful. And I think, a lot of people came around on the belief last week, but you beat Nebraska like that, then you're also getting regional media and all this stuff. Like, now everyone's going to believe.
Yep. Going back to belief too, Coach Prime in the press conference said we're up to 80% belief in the locker room.
I agree with him, man. As a matter of fact, if I were to disagree, it may be 75%, and I would say in the building it may still be around 70%. Like, we have some growing to do as far as people understanding, accepting, and embracing what he's trying to create here. And it's one of those things that, like, going forward, when you get to the Oregons and to the USCs, is they have had a restructuring as far as, what you think of yourselves and how you view yourselves and how you operate organizationally. Coach Prime has been able to do it. Like, Rick George is there, Coach Prime is there, his staff is there, and players they've brought in. But what about the vendor? What about the parking attendant? All these things that touch the program that nobody thinks about. When you have really built a championship program, everybody's bought in to championship mentality. It's going to get there. It's just been 9 months, man.
Yeah.
It's just been 9 months. Yep. Like, where are we going to be in 18 months? Like, just watch what happens. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Coach Prime.
And just on that, like, even the people who do believe are sliding up the scale because, 2 weeks ago, fans were like, I think we can win 6 games. That would be huge. After last week, people were like, man, maybe we can win a couple more. Yeah. Now people are thinking about winning the conference.
Yeah. Yeah, and absolutely looking forward to a bowl invite somewhere because, like, you see, like, man, we can get a 6 and 7 win season this first season. When everybody's like, oh man, 1-11, they might win 2 this year. We've already done it.
Yep.
We've already done it.
4-0 would be so sweet because the Vegas line was 3.5 on the season.
Oh, the receipts I have on that one, let me tell you.
Okay.
Just Coach Prime on recruiting, what he said in the press conference.
Do we need to get these super chats?
It's up to you guys.
You want to do? Well, we got to hit these super chats.
Can I just do this one real quick? It's on recruiting. He was asked what he thought, what today said to recruits. He says, it says I ain't hard to find, first up. And then he goes, you don't have to sell Boulder. Boulder sells itself. We don't sell anything. It would be tough for me to turn this down if I were a recruit or a parent.
Facts.
Big facts.
Go ahead, Alyssa.
Okay, let's fire through these. The boy's dad says going to be a DNVR tailgate for CSU.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. See you there.
Yep.
Cool. Lamar says, yo, Unc, last Thursday, Jake and RK discussed who else should get L's and D's on their jerseys. They couldn't agree on the L's, but both glowingly agreed that they'd give Dylan all sorts of D.
Wow.
So I'm going to say pause.
That was a setup.
God, that was painful for me to read.
First, I'm going to say pause because Dylan is not going to accept all sorts of D's from you guys. I would say today, though, I don't see a change from this game. I'm staring off into space. I'm visualizing the game. I don't think you get a new L or a new D from this game. Like, for instance, JD, Jordan Dominic 44, outstanding game. I think you got to have 2 or 3 of those before Coach Prime says L or D. Yep. We're just 2 weeks in, so I think it's going to still be Travis, Shedeur, Cokes, and Feely. And I think, once again, those 4 proved it, that they are who they are. They're L's and D's.
Just
Can I? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to interrupt the show now.
no, you're good.
What did you think of Ralphie? Your first Ralphie run?
So I really didn't watch Ralphie. I watched everybody's reaction to Ralphie. And that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, so I looked at the run when it started, and then I wanted to see the crowd reaction to the run, you know, because that was more like, damn, these folks are going crazy. Like this. And let me say this, I'm new here. You know, this is our resident historian. I didn't know Ralphie ran again after halftime.
Oh yeah.
So I'm coming out like, you know, ready to go into the end zone and, you know, film the player stretching, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, like
She's gonna go again.
like it's,
I'm pretty sure the football was so bad the last couple of years they considered running Ralphie after every drive just to give people something to stay for.
no, it was outstanding though, Jake, to finally see it.
I love it. All right, go ahead, Alyssa.
Okay, we've got a super chat from Ray Ritter. No text though on that one.
Thank you.
Raina says it was great meeting you two. I will bask in my
Legend.
From
11-hour
Japan.
flight back.
From Japan, all the way from Japan.
Yep.
Let me tell you this. That 11-hour flight back to Japan going to go way
Oh, yeah.
faster than that 7-hour drive back to Nebraska.
No doubt. No doubt.
Always getting a dig in. I love it. You speaking of Dylan getting D's, you've really been giving Nebraska D today.
Okay, Mr. Hillsman says, shout out Big Dog Chico for protecting
Hell yeah.
two.
Big Dog Chico was here.
Yeah.
He was in the press conference. He was live streaming, walking around Folsom after the game. Sorry.
Nice.
Go ahead, Alyssa.
Adrian says, congratulations, bro. We, the DNVR family, getting an invite. Sco Buffs and y'all see Killer
must be a
Cam in the
wedding.
building. All the stars was out.
Yeah. All the 100,000 of you who are watching this are invited.
Kirby says, give it to my man, Arcade. Dime time is cold.
Thank
it is
you.
cold. It's just not going to catch on.
Now you're challenging me.
Yeah.
I don't
now
like
you're
that.
reading it right. Like I'm trying to poke the bear, man. Make it catch on. Prove Neely wrong.
Dime time is nasty.
I don't know if I like the way you said that. Like it was almost like giving Dylan the D. Like I'm gonna put a pause on
You
put
got to
a pause
chill.
on it. I do have to chill, but I'm responding.
Fair.
All right, let's go, Alyssa.
Okay, so Tia says, Mama Tia just sent $50 in a super chat, but
Oh.
she's not seeing it. But we got her comment. So,
Oh, thank you
Thank
so much.
you so much. Yeah.
last one from Susie Hunter. She says, where does Ralphie live?
It's like undisclosed, right? Yeah. Like it's
Undisclosed.
Hi, Susie.
Ralphie must be protected at all costs.
a national
So-
treasure, man.
Yep. So she is. She's like under Fort Knox level.
Are y'all seeing
security.
the calisthenics that are taking place over here? Am I the only one witnessing yoga time in the corner?
Yep.
Okay, that's it for
Pull
super
the shorts
chats.
down
That's it?
some, man.
That's it.
You got anything else good from the press conference that you want to hit before we go? I'll give you two.
Shedeur just talked about, it being personal in this rivalry, and that's what Xavier Weaver and Taj Alston because I asked Taj about, coming off 0 sacks last week and, him having that game he had, if it was about that. And that message that Coach Prime, he's a world-class motivator already, but that message that he set starting on, it might have been Sunday, but on Monday, it's personal. It really resonated with the team.
Love that. Also, Coach Prime said his primetime shuffle in the end zone was horrible.
He did say that, yep.
But Shedeur said it was better than my dad's.
Oh, that'll be a fun a video that we'll probably see from some channel eventually. Them talking about
kind
that.
of side by side.
Yeah.
Who did? How can you be better than the person who created it, man?
You can't.
I don't think so.
Coach Prime had like a little moment in the press conference. Someone asked him about, the social impact of him. And he just really talked about, what this movement, what this team has been able to do in terms of bringing people together, just in terms of the, diversity in Boulder and Colorado now around this team in the press conference room. There's tons of black reporters and stuff, and it's just...
He did point it out.
Yeah, and it's just, he's exactly right. Like, the diversity he's created has been pretty astonishing.
Right before the guy told me to tell RK for both of us to not stop giving you the business, a white guy stopped me and said exactly what Coach Prime said.
Love it.
Yeah, he said, man, I love what I'm seeing here, man.
Love it.
Boulder is an incredible place, and it has been for a long time. But the one thing it has always lacked is diversity. And Coach Prime has made a legitimate impact in that regard, which is remarkable.
Oh man, he has a gravitational pull greater than the moon. Like it's things follow him. Like he's that truck that goes by. You're like, look at all this stuff flying behind the truck. You know, it's just because he's going to pull any and everything with him. And like he always points out, there's a big light on me. The light is going to shine wherever I'm around, but it's going to show your beauty and also your blemishes. So like straighten up.
Let's go.
That's all I got, man. What a day.
What a day. Got a victory. So now we have had an away pregame and postgame show, a home Here's what we should do. We should do it again for Colorado State.
We should.
Let's
I
do
like
it.
that idea.
Yeah, we should do it again for Colorado State. That's this week. Yeah.
Can't wait, man. Shout out to chat. Shout out to everyone who's watching. Buff Nation, the love has been tremendous all offseason. To finally be able to celebrate and share this moment with you guys today, and you guys today as well. Just an amazing day, man.
Also, Nebraska, hold this L.
Yep. Let's go, Buffs.
And when you hold that L, you're looking at 3 Ds.
Let's go, Buffs.
Let's go, Buffs.